Dun dun dun. Let us do a little bit of pinball. Get my pinball on to start the night, and I don't know, I'll swap to other things. I kind of feel like doing a World of Horror run maybe later. So we'll see. See what happens after pinball goes. What? Oh, fuck. Highway robbery. Nope, that was shitty too. Hey. Oh, no. Nope. No, you son of a... I mean... I probably should have reset after that first ball if I was actually trying for a high score, but... Kind of just warm up. Get into the mood of streaming cat. Cat. Oh, piss. Well, I guess that's it. Even if I wanted to, or, well, I mean, so, I want to, but now there's a cat in my chair that will make playing actual PC games a little bit difficult. She has decided that that is the place for her to be. Thanks, cat. Nothing but trouble. A little bit too hard. I mean, it's not the best seat in the place. Like, I mean, I think the only reason she actually sits up there is because I have to put a pillow on it for me to sit on it without busting my ass. So, like, I think it's probably just that there's a pillow there. So, like, it may also be that spot. Why? There's also a spot like back behind me a little bit over here. There's sort of a box that the cats often are laying in. So that they could also it also could be that spot is occupied. So she's choosing a different one. Normally she's actually like right up there behind the monitor. But no, it's no, it's so it's actually supposed to be like I won't say a gaming chair. Well, it's sort of a entertainment chair, quote unquote, because it's got like speakers and stuff in it. It's supposed to be like it's got a subwoofer in the back, so that like when you plug it in and you have like stuff with bass in it, it's supposed to kind of like vibrate your back and be a back massage more or less. But like the seat of the chair is very uncomfortable. There's like no padding whatsoever, and so it's kind of like I said, I kind of have to put a pillow there for me to sit on it. It's not the worst chair I've ever had or anything, but it's just not. It's not good for like more than like an hour or two usually. It's definitely not like school chair like levels of bad. Definitely. Oh no, shit. I didn't even. All I wanted was to move on. No, you. I honestly, I think it's like, I think the chair is meant for younger people, smaller people in general, maybe, because it's just something about the oh fuck me. It's just something about the chair kind of has a sort of a front like curve to it that sits down into the seating area, and it's just like there's no padding on this front area, so you get a lot of like pain right in behind the right in against the thighs. Usually is where it is. It's I don't know. It was. I don't know. It was like a Christmas gift some years ago. Maybe even like a decade ago. At this point. It's just the only, like, it's just kind of the only chair I have for my computer here. But, fucking fuck. At some point, like, I'll have to get a better chair if I want to, like, stay at the computer for very long. I also need less cat in my chair, so... I think it's like a... I think it's called like X Rocker or something like that. Oh, damn. Or Rocker X, maybe. I'm pretty sure it's... I'm more certain that it is like X Rocker. Like a black sort of like... It can kind of recline a bit, but it's not. It's not, like I said, it's not really the, like, shape of the back or anything that's a problem. It's the... It's just the seat. The seat is very uncomfortable for long-term sitting. Ah. Always kind of shitty, like, when you have that, when your last buttons are all on that right row, you have to kind of have to hit the upper right corner of that thing, and it's not easy, or you have to hit the, like, buttons right there to the right of it, which also not easy, and it leads you to getting those kind of shitty bounces. Those bounces end up with a lot of balls bouncing back down the gutter side there. Nope. Like I said, it's really shitty. Oh. Ah! It's really shitty when you hit that bottom right section up there. Or bottom of that upper right section. It's so easy to just bounce back and go down the alley lane, the side. 6 power. How are things going tonight, cassette? Oh, I already have that one. No, you son of a... Fuck. Sometimes I just really hate this game. As much as I enjoyed it back in the day, it's just... It requires so much more precision on everything, and even then, like... There's like no ball saves. There's no like lane stoppers. Like there's nothing really safe. It is more akin to an actual pinball machine than most video game pinball machines are, to an extent. in that it just doesn't care. Like, hell, even most pinball machines nowadays have that, like, ball saver period, so that you can't just lose your ball immediately and feel like you got robbed. Like that. All I want to do is go to the next table and look at some more colors. This thing, I'll check it out in a little bit. Well, that should be... I mean, it's good to get done. I mean, hopefully there's not a big issue with them. Something they can... something they can iron out. I've been just a tired mess all day today. I got it. Don't. The one shot. So when those colors are moving across that aisle like that, or at the very beginning especially, they're kind of moving in a pattern. If you hit that specific spot when they're lit up, it's basically a one-shot opening unlock, more or less. So it's like a skill shot. Okay, I'm just gonna hold on to one of these. What? Okay. Shoot for solar something. Which is... Oh. Shit. Always a pain in the ass to hit a thing when you actually want to. There we try this again. Oh, come on. Granted, this one was made far enough back where, like, this is more akin to what actual pinball machines were back in the day. Very brutal and not forgiving, but... Gosh, dang it. I just want... Damn... Don't you dare. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. Ugh. Fuck! Sure. Okay, why not? Start over. Get all these dumb colors again so I can do the thing I just did. The way this... Son of a bitch. The way this kind of works is... There is a... There's at least one. I think there's like two ways to move the planet cycle there in the middle. Like, the one that's blinking is the one that you're trying to get to. I think that unlocks the... I think that unlocks the extra ball to light up. The green thing just to the right here, like right underneath the ball, that little thing that's like tucked up underneath there will advance it. If you hit it, it'll advance that forward. God. Ugh. Shitty. What happens is that there is a... let's see. So, Venus is... Oh, so it'd be Earth, Mars... Was that Jupiter? Whatever's after Mars. Saturn? Yeah. Yeah, that's just for extra ball unlocks though. And like once you get all the way around to the sun, it'll just restart again. The thing that like kind of changes the like field and all that is doing this, getting the multi-ball, and then hitting it up the ramp after you lock the ball back in again. And it changes it to... like, it changes the field colors and then, like, unlocks some random shit that'll happen. And if I can just get it to do it, I can show that off. No, you piece of crap! Ah! Ay, ay, ay. I'm gonna do it once before I switch over. I'm not gonna let this keep sucking at this game, more or less. I'm also kind of buying some time and hoping that maybe the cat will get her butt up on her own rather than me chase her out. So, because I kind of feel like doing a World of Horror run sometime tonight. I might do that early so that I can get sat back down from the computer and do the rest of the night. Do the rest of the night at in the hammock rather than try to do that too late at night. But what a miserable ball one. I would, again, if I were going for high score, I would set it already, because that's some trash. Oh, cool. I'm just gonna reset it anyway. I'm not gonna wait. Yeah, I'm gonna... hopefully I will... like I said, I just don't want to, like, get up and have to move her. I'm just giving her some time to relax in the chair, and then hopefully she'll get up on her own. Too early. And then that way I can actually go... I'll sit in the chair for a little bit and... Oh, are you fucking for real? Fuck off. Ugh. I kind of hate that I like this game in some ways, because it's like definitely compared to like Super Robot Pinball or Pokemon Pinball or most of the other like newer pinballs, it's kind of not great. Just like I said, it's very unforgiving, very old school, like how actual pinball was. Only worse because they add some like video game like only type shit to it that makes it kind of worse. That like they should have never done, but outside of like ROM hacking that out, there's nothing he can do about it. I would have to look at the list. I think it's like 8 or 10. I think it's an even number. Okay, it looks like the other thing that cycles the planets there is the hitting all those targets on the left. Like hitting the lit up one and then hitting the rest of them down before that timer runs out, I think, is what's doing that. Like I said, pinball games were just one of those things where I knew it would be pretty easy for me to well, like I said, some of it was for like score attack related things on the Discord. Like that way I could kind of encourage some score chasing. Hey, great microphone. Oh, almost tried to hit pause, thinking that would pause the game, but it doesn't. Like because I knew that they would be games that people could score attack on if they felt like doing so, fairly easy, and were also like things that I could easily play the Japanese copy of because there's not, the language barrier would be very non-existent, more or less. Damn it! I can't get that damn ball up that side from this side. I don't know why. There, finally. Ugh. What a mess. So, that should... even better. So now that ball is on that side, and I can... Since I'm still playing under multi-ball conditions... piss! I shouldn't have even said anything, actually. I could have gotten extra points, because... when you have multi-ball out and active, you're getting double the points. Unfortunately, losing that other ball immediately kind of screws that over. So okay, so now you see the thing that's moving in the middle of the screen there is part of why this game sucks. It is just this obnoxious creature that tries to eat your ball. And if it gets a hold of it, you have to basically try to nudge the table until you nudge it loose. Which means you basically are almost tilting anytime the ball gets stuck there. If you don't nudge it loose, then you just lose a ball. There is a way you can, like... There's also a way you can, like, change the shape of the ball. I just don't remember how or why it happens. It's been so long. As a kid, I used to be able to do it, but, like, there is something on the table somewhere that changes the ball shape. And I think it changes a couple different times, but... Anyway, like, it's just a very annoying, like, addition to a game that's already hard. And, like, this blue blob thing is, like, the easiest of the, like, shitty things to deal with that there is. One. There we go. Maybe I can show off the even shittier things. Let's see. No, 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 no. A little too hard. No, not. I mean, that'd been great had I been in multi-ball already, but no. What's worse is this shithead's right there, waiting for me. The worst thing is, like, if I just bump it back up, he would have eaten it. He would have grabbed a hold of it, and it would have been obnoxious. Instead, is trying. Again, miserable. Just so easy to lose the ball. Like, I need more. Like, I need more things to, like, screw me out of a ball in this game. Hey, let's have this stupid ass creature eat your shit. Like that. I don't know how much faster they wanted me to nudge, but apparently I just wasn't doing it fast enough. Like I said, it basically is almost an, like, spot-on representation of what actual pinball was at the time, like an actual pinball machine, because they didn't. A lot of them didn't have, like, ball savers at this point in time. They were, like, they didn't care if they gobbled your quarters. That's fine to them. Like, they didn't really care if, you know, people had satisfying, you know, play time with the game. Fucker. And like I said, that's just the trash part. Like, you basically have to almost tilt to get the ball out of there, which is not great. Well, unfortunately, the cat is still there. I don't really feel like playing too much more Pinbot for the night. Is somewhat frustrating. I could do a quick, well, quick in quotes, quick Super Robot Pinball game. That should be enough to get her it could be enough to get her comfortable time in my chair. And I will get a chance to play a better pinball game. Yay. Pretty sure I hit that, but whatever. Oh yeah, just in... Like, I kind of like the Pinbot theme, but it literally only has the one theme. Whereas this game has so many different themes because they're all tied to other, you know, big robot properties. That you can find stuff that you know, want to listen to and kind of play around with. Great. Oh, probably. Like I said, I know a few of them offhand, but I'm doing good enough just to remember, like, what some of the like, the robots you can choose from as the player are. And then there's some of the more obvious ones, like, you know, the Angels. Some of the Gundam units are pretty obvious. Gotta get that multiplier. I mean, part of the problem with the Pokemon, though, is that, like, I literally only played first gen. So, like, I know bits and pieces of some of the later gens. I don't have the familiarity with them as much as I do, like, first gen. And I can't play the first gen pinball game because it just doesn't work on the Retron very well. As much as I would like it to. Oh, I don't need to go back up here. Yeah, and like I said, like I played, we played like first gen Pokemon like back in high school, so and that was kind of part of the thing, was that's like I think the first gen Pokemon came out about the time I was a senior. So like as later editions came out, like I had already graduated, and like part of it was just like I didn't have really anybody else that I knew that was still playing it, or at least nobody that I ran into frequently enough was still playing, or had moved on. So like it was sort of one of those things where you just, you know, like, oh, I just didn't pick that up because most when we were still playing other things, it was mostly like home consoles, and I still had like my brother and sister played, but like we would typically play like more party games, stuff like Mario parties and that sort of thing. Here at the house, racing games like Mario Karts and etc., etc. So I didn't really have that. Like my brother and sister didn't really have their own systems, so like we couldn't like play Pokemon with each other. Like we couldn't like try to get, each other to get all the Pokemon that we could trade with each other. Because it was mostly me, and then my brother would end up with like my hand-me-downs, and then my sister would end up with his hand-me-downs, as far as video games stuff goes. So yeah, later Pokemon, like, just didn't have anybody to exchange with. I mean, somewhat. Although, like I said, later on, it just was, we would hand down old generations so that, like, let's say if I got a GameCube, then my brother and sister would play on the N64. My sister had like the Super Nintendo up in her room upstairs, so it was more that like if we wanted to play something solo, like we had just what was given to us, what was still, like, available to us, so... And some of the stuff like the N64 and the GameCube, since it had built-in 4-player mode, like, there was a lot of stuff that we had that was multiple players, and we would still, all get together and play that stuff now and then. It was just like... There were a lot of games that, if I wanted to play a single-player game, then, like, nobody else is really using the GameCube or whatnot, so... They would have to go play in another room, play something else. Sadly, like, I think my sister actually still has the N64 stuff. But other than that, I know all the NES stuff we had got sent along to a nephew and like vanished off the face of the earth, unfortunately. I'm not sure what happened to our Super Nintendo collection. I mean, what had happened was that, so the thing was, I think what happened was, hold on, let me pause this real quick so I can think without the music playing. So I think what happened was, we had just gotten the Super Nintendo. It was, I think at that point in time, it was just me and my brother, because my brother was like single digits old. Too young to really play video games all that much, so it didn't really matter. And what happened was, my mom decided that, like, oh, we have the new Nintendo. How about we give the old Nintendo to one of my nephews? And I think he ended up with it for a while, and I think he already had some Nintendo stuff. So like we basically just handed along the NES games. It was all just kind of boxed up, but I thought we had. I'm trying to think that, like, I thought he had some, or maybe my uncle had some, and they just were all over there at the at my uncle's place at the time, because they were all, this was when my nieces and nephews were still young enough that they lived there. But like, anyway, like, it was one of those things where they didn't have one, so it was just like, oh well, we'll hand it along, because you're not going to be playing your NES when you've got the Super Nintendo. It's just like, yeah, I guess, but like, knowing what I know now, had I been able to get those games back, I definitely would have asked for them back, because, I had a bunch of I had like, 30 some odd games that I would have liked to have still had, but yeah, no, I mean, my assumption is probably that, like, once they grew out of them and maybe he got his own systems or whatever, like, they probably got sold in a garage sale, or I have no idea what happened to him. At least with that, like, I knew where that went. I'm not sure what happened to our Super Nintendo games. We didn't have nearly as many, but like, definitely, like, they definitely, like, kind of just slowly vanished here and there. I think my suspicion is that they got thrown away, like, accidentally, because my brother and my sister, like, in fact, most of us were kind of shitty about cleaning our rooms very well, and so when we had to clean our rooms, like, we were just throwing stuff, here, there, and everywhere just to get it done so we could, go back to playing outside or doing whatever, or etc. So I think a bunch of those got thrown away over time. But I can't swear to it. I just know we don't have them anymore. Most of the SNES stuff, like SNES stuff, like I said, didn't have a ton. Well, let me focus on that. Thanks for the follow, video game ending database. Yeah, like I said, a lot of the Super Nintendo stuff just kind of slowly vanished. N64 was kind of the same way, although I think my sister still has some of that. Like my Game Boy collection. More time talking than thinking. I probably could tell you like most of what I had off the top of my head. Like everything, probably not, but like. I definitely had, like, so, I know I had Final Fantasy 1, I had Dragon Warrior 1, I had all 3 of the, like, basic Mario games, because, 1 came with the system, but I had 2 and 3 as well. I had some, like, kind of odd ones out, like Solar Jetman, I had, like, Destination Earthstar. I didn't have any of the Mega Mans, I don't think. Nor, I don't think I had any of the Castlevanias either. Seriously trying to remember what else I had in the NES library. I think I had Crystallis. I had Legend of Zelda. Don't think I had Zelda 2. Don't think I did. I can't swear to it. I don't think I did. I would honestly have to like look at a list of games again to be able to go like, ah, yes, that one. I think I had Super Dodgeball. I had like the NES Pinball and Mighty Bomb Jack. Oh, I had Solomon's Key. I do remember that. And I think I had Lolo Adventures of Lolo 1. Yeah, I mean... No, that was Super Nintendo. I was like, I know I had some really trash games too, like The Wizard of Oz, but The Wizard of Oz was Super Nintendo. It was very bad, so... Like, obviously there's some games that I'm, not too broken up about, but I yeah, I don't think I was gonna say maybe they're made by the same company, but I don't think Bomberman was, or Mighty Bomb Jack was. This is kind of sucking, but that's fine. Cat, I wish you would get up. I don't want to kick you out, but I guess I will. I'm trying to remember what I was going to say. I don't know. Brain wandered. But like there's several of my several of my systems just kind of just downright vanished. I don't know if they just got stolen, if we lost them somewhere. I had a Virtual Boy. I was one of the random rubes that had a Virtual Boy. And I had most of the games for it, because there's only like, 6 or 8 that came out. But, like, I don't know what happened to it. It just, like, the entire thing just kind of vanished, and I swore it was just, like, we had taken it down on vacation once and left it there by accident, but, like, I could never find it down there. So I don't know if that's the case. Well, I don't know if collector's item is quite the right, like, the thing is that, like, it's certainly a thing, like, it's a discussion piece, I guess, but, like, it just had so little use that like, most of the games on it weren't great. Like, they're the kind of games that you would expect on, like, a brand new system. Like, stuff that hadn't really gotten to the point where, like, hey, we're gonna try and see what the system is capable of. Like, because, they never got to that point, but... But, I mean, it was fun. Like, I still had some fun with the pinball game. Mario Clash was alright. The best game on the system was, like, the Wario... What was it called? It was not Wario Land. Unless it was, like, Virtual Land, but... Whatever the Wario game was, that was, like, the best game on the system. By far. I also had, like, the boxing, and the tennis was, like, fine. I don't remember what else even there was for it, besides those. Unfortunately, I don't like. I've gone rooting through the house, and I think most of the old stuff is just gone at this point. It's either been thrown out or if there's anything like still of note, like it's like hidden somewhere. Like it could be out in the mess of the garage somewhere, like in some random drawer that nobody's touched in 20 years or something. But like I would like to at some point go down to the lake house at some point and check out, like do a thorough search around and see if my Virtual Boy stuff didn't just get put in with some other stuff at that house, because it could very well just be like sitting in a plastic bag somewhere. I'll have to see about that going down there. Come on, I don't want to swap out again. Or fail to swap out, more or less. Nope, not enough. Well, I can swap out and get a fresh robot in. Aha! Destroy! I mean, if the only thing that like really you have to worry about with video games is moisture. Well, on cartridge-based systems anyway. Because if it's just a little dirty, you can generally clean the contacts up and get it working all right. But if you get moisture in there and it gets in far enough that it actually damages the chipset, then you've got, a bit more of a problem than, a little corrosion on the contacts. Oh, I mean, that's more like cosmetic than functional, though. Yellowing's just the plastic on the outside going bad. I mean, it wouldn't stop you from playing the game or whatever. Well, like I said, even with the yellowing, like, that would give me something to, like, fool around with. In that, like, I could you know, repaint or resurface some of that stuff. Or just straight up, like, just buy a blank cartridge and slap it and then whole new cartridge, but... Zabungle has shot down in. Oh yeah. It's real easy to kind of get the dimensions of cartridges, and then kind of look at the internal makeup of basically where the pins set to hold the cartridge in place. And then it's kind of just like, you know, sitting down and chopping a piece of wood up and using a little router to like carve out all the all the section inside. I you know, as cool as that would be, like I don't think I could ever do it for anything that like wasn't, you know, just like a game that I really, really wanted to have. Or maybe something really rare, I guess, that where, like, you know, if I were to, like, randomly stumble upon a cartridge of, like, Hagane or something, and the cartridge itself wasn't in good shape, but the game still ran, that might be something like that. Or what I think would be real fun to have in like a special cartridge like that would be Super Mario All-Stars with World, which is not one that's not particularly easy to just get a hold of. Ah. Damn it. That was trash. Got one bonus mark up. Not good. That wouldn't surprise me too much. I don't know that I've ever played one much. Like, I know they existed, but at the time, like, I don't remember if we had All-Stars. I thought maybe we did, but maybe not. I hit him first, but whatever. I just remember it being like a thing that was kind of rare because it was like, I think it was only a pack-in that came with like later piss. That came with like later editions of the Super Nintendo. because like regular Super Mario All Stars is like definitely super cheap in the Japanese cartridge market. And I've definitely looked into buying just, you know, Super Mario All Stars because why not? I kind of want All Stars with World, just so like I don't have to go and buy World also. Although, again, that also is super cheap in Japan, so it would probably be a lot easier just to get All Stars and World separate. Probably be a lot cheaper, but catch my arm here. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I honestly couldn't remember all the Super Nintendo games that I had either, but, like, I do know, like, I had Earthbound and the, like, Earthbound Scratch and Sniff, like, strategy guide, and I had Final Fantasy 2, but not Final Fantasy 3. Actually, like, a buddy of our, like, I had a couple of friends, like, up the street, or down the street, and we kind of, like, ended up having different Final Fantasy games, and so a lot of times we would end up just kind of passing them off to each other, like, oh, hey, I want to play Final Fantasy 6 this weekend. Okay, cool, let me borrow Final Fantasy, 5, or 4. Or Chrono Trigger, like, oh hey, I'm gonna borrow Chrono Trigger for the weekend. And so we ended up, like, just a few of us had certain games, and we just traded them back and forth a lot. Oh, I guess we're switching. After this, I'll get up and play. I'll probably play just a single run of World of Horror. Run a World of Horror, and then I'll probably close out the night with some Fiesta. I guess it depends on, like, how late it is and all that. 12:30? Eh. Yeah, and that was kind of a thing, like, we definitely would have our, like, own, like, each of us would have saves, and we'd just be like, either we would erase usually what happened is we would erase our, like, previous game, because we would know, like, oh yeah, that's my save file from last time, like, I'll delete it and start over. I know at one point in time, I think we had tried to do, like, level up characters to, like, 99, but I don't think we ever actually got there. In fact, I'm pretty sure we didn't with Final Fantasy 6, because it was just kind of an absurd thing. Like, there's no reason to level that high in that game. But it got to the point where it would just take so long to, like... I remember us, like, farming, like, that forest where all the dinosaurs are or whatnot in the Broken World. And... like, it was definitely just sort of a very drawn-out process. To the point where... like I said, I think we got to, like, 60 or 70, and then... we had so much other stuff going on that we're just like, okay, sideline. Oh, get destroyed. Oh. I honestly don't remember with Chrono Trigger. I think that was one where I don't remember that one getting passed around as much. That was not great. Yeah, that's definitely not a great high score or anything. I honestly, like, off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you with how often. Oh no, it was Final Fantasy 3 or 6. Ah, fuck. Um, there is a section. There's a section like there's like this forest area later on, like pretty late in the game, where there's nothing but like brachiosaurs and tyrannosaurs, and you can sit there and farm them, and they're worth a lot of experience, but they're just like they've got a lot of hit points, and they're just kind of a pain in the ass. So, like, it was just a very long slog to sit there and fight them. But like I said, I think, or well, like I didn't say because I hadn't said it yet. I think most of us had like ended up with the games that we own. Like those of us who like we ended up with the games that we had purchased or our family had bought us or whatever. We had there was very few of us that like ever like permanently traded games, and like in fact I think most of that, like for me at least, was my dad would take some of my like NES games and be like, I'm gonna take this in and trade it, see what I can trade it, because I've got some buddies at work or whatever, and they have NESs and their kids play NES, and like, I'll trade some stuff around, and which was fine because I don't think he ever like traded anything away that was like rare or something I would have super missed or whatnot. It was just like, hey, here's this game that nobody's playing anymore. Let me trade and see if we can get something entirely different. That'll be something we can play for a little while. Let me get up, and I guess I'll have to adjust this cat. I'll also have to mute the mic while I move it around. Second. Move. Okay. Should be working, I think. Um, Hopefully the microphone is still like doing its job well enough that I don't have to mess with it. Yeah, I mean that's kind of where I sleep at night too. I have I have a double monitor set up, and one of them's for you know OBS stuff and side things, and then the big main monitor for games and watching TV shows, whatever. Um, I mean, and unfortunately, when I when I uh, when I came back from Arizona, unfortunately, I had planned on bringing uh, the the old or not the old TV, the TV from there with us, and we loaded it in the car. But unfortunately, like in travel, it got cracked and damaged to the point where we couldn't use it. So, um, because my plan was to hook it up to the computer as well. That way, I'd have like a sort of a like a third monitor, except it would be basically I'd be using it for that would be what I stream, actual shows or like YouTube streams or whatever to I could watch for that. I could watch on the biggest screen that stuff and have it over there for bed. But like I said, it got cracked and I couldn't hook my I was gonna hook my Switch up to it, etc., etc. But it was like it wasn't like an expensive TV, like whatever the cheapest the cheapest Walmart television that they had. It was my grandparents' television at the time. Uh, uh, I will need to off. Well, I mean, it wasn't really that old per se. It was just that it was a cheaper TV. Like I still would have rather had it than the TV that I had here. Because the TV I have here is like it's like it is maybe just as big as this like main monitor here, and it only outputs in 720p. I mean, I would have much rather had it, but it was still it was a 1080p television. It was standard high def.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where, like, we were already trying to cram everything into one car just so we didn't have to, like, haul stuff back multiple times. We couldn't really haul stuff back multiple times. We just had the one vehicle. And so we would have had to have, like, carried more of that stuff back the first time, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I definitely. It was a bummer. Um, um, if you've ever played any of the, like, Arkham horror board games, it's kind of along the same lines as that. Not like the really old board game or like the first edition, like more like Eldritch Horror or like Elder Signs. I don't want I don't want a dexterity run. But I think the only person that has plus dexterity is swimming team. Let me try for the old lever difference. Lever, you start with no funds. Harbinger of Weaver would probably suck a little bit. Let me start. Let me just do a basic cultist. I don't think I have the knowledge in me, the D-Rust to do the D-Rust to, like, try a hard mode run or anything like that. Powering Eye is usually the one. Like, you can kind of avoid using spells ever if you really want to. City like. Uh, hmm. I think that'll be fun. Path. Get my early XP. Money. What we got to do? Mermaids. Scissors. Eels. I almost always do eels. Eels number 1. Yeah, I think that's the old, like, original board game, and it's kind of clunky by today's standards. Things like Eldritch Horror or Elder Signs are a bit more, like, streamlined. Go to buy some items real quick. That's better than nothing. Oh, I hate going into the stores and I think anything else is off the top of my head. Actually, if I could get a kitchen knife, take knife. Or the compass. Gotta take the compass. I'll punch things. No, the dog is just fine. He's the bestest boy. Oh. Thanks. What's popping up, kicking out? What? But yeah, so it's basically you're trying to kind of maintain your stats down here. You want your stats to go up. These are gonna keep going down. Most of the time, most things that you run into in an encounter, usually it's kind of implied that everything is kind of screwy. Outside of like a handful of characters, like it'll be like, oh yeah, this is abnormal. But you can kind of look at them and see. Most of the time, if they're drawn weird or funky, it's usually implied that they are part of the problem, more or less. This what? Okay, cool. Just a random spell. I already had Carterize. Not two. One time use up. That's also true. There's always a chance for that. Oh. Ah. Got a free stick now. Hey. Oh. Hey. Really? So yeah, you're what you're typically doing is it basically is like you have to do X amount of uh, sequences to get to the end sequence. And so it's kind of like random encounter type things every time you have to go to a location. So the location that you're actually supposed to check out is always circled here. And like your side quest will just give you, usually gives you like the best ending if you complete the side quest objectives as well for each scenario. Sometimes you don't have any other option, you just have to click on it. It's just, okay, do a thing and then roll. Roll against your stats. Maybe you succeed. Yeah. It's seaside. I am around. Sounds about right. a fun little game. Like I was telling somebody else the other day, the only big issue with it is that because it's just a one-person team, making it, or one person doing it, they kind of fell behind a lot of stuff after COVID hit, so they've kind of got their own stuff going on and haven't really back to complete everything more or less. What a There's apartment. So, don't go to the bathroom. Bathroom is bad news. So I will say right now, if you are squirmish about eye stuff, you might look away. Because this is the only way to save Kana. Yeah, no. There's definitely... I've talked to some people and they're like... Because it's inspired by Junji Ito art, like, they know, like, oh, Junji Ito art fucks with my head, no thanks. I have to wonder if there's another option. Usually, if there's like a blacked out face here, it usually just means there is something, but you just don't have the prerequisite. So if you go and check the bathroom, if you check the bathroom, the neighbor is in the bath, and he has died. He's passed away in the bathtub, from the eels coming out of him. And if you go and see Kana, she says specifically, like, "Oh, I fell down. I went and checked out the bathroom and fell." And she, like, thinks that she's got some of those things in her eye. So if you don't pierce her eyeball and get them out, if you don't do that, don't get Kana. So, and Kana is worth having around. So anytime this quest shows up on the list, I almost always take it first, because yeah, you just straight up always take less damage in combat if you have Kana around. So you always want to take less damage. That is 100%, like, she's one of the best allies you can get. more or less. There's some other ones that are good, but anything that will like automatically reduce the amount of damage you take. Okay. Alright, so police have closed the roads. Reasoning is a little low, so go in here. After every completed thing, you basically can either hit stamina or reason back or extra XP. But I will take the extra. Level up. Level up is good. Swimmer. Fast swimmer is usually the best early one. Quick thinking's not bad either, especially since it's +1 dex. I would be tempted to take it, but I kind of want to take fast swimmer. Early on, getting your stats up, probably the best thing you can do. Unless your stamina or reason are real low, then probably want to take one of that up. Early on, definitely try to stack some strength, some stats up. Kendo, I think the minimum, or sorry, the number you want to shoot for towards the end of the game is 8 on your some of these stats. The more stats you have above that or higher, the better you are set for like beating the game, more or less beating this run. It goes by like a run system, like a lot of roguelike type games do. So School Scissors isn't bad. I mean, it's fairly easy quest to do. It's like the tutorial quest, so it's pretty straightforward. Morbid Mermaids, I kind of want. I wish I had gotten the Inazamasu Curse again. I probably would go do that one right now, but because that one like gives you some interesting like extra options, like the Inazamasu Curse. I'll explain it when I like do that one. I kind of feel like I'm trying to think. Do I do Botanist one is like kind of the big pain in the butt. Getting the other ending fine. Let's do. The problem with Scissors is that you are stuck in the school. Like you're not really able to go wander around and do stuff. But I'll do it. It should be a really quick one. Notes. Don't have. Ah. That's the bad thing. Which I don't think I actually want. Definitely slower. Only one more. But I can always sell it. Okay. I've... Huh. I've ever... Or maybe I have fun. Um... Or... 8. Possibly. All I need. I think it's a knowledge check. Skip it. Doctors left by the pool. Bloated teeth. Thank you, bloated. Well, bloated teacher only worth 7 experience. So it needs to angle and then triangles. Welcome back. Holy candles, please. Form the ritual. slightly mad. Scissor woman. Ah, I missed. Oh well. Again, Scissor Woman, the scissor, like the school thing, is not particularly tough. It's one of the easier scenarios to handle. It's like kind of the default. It's the tutorial mission. Wah, wah, wah. Level. See what happens first. Unfortunately, the friendly dog is taken off. Can't use that store anymore. Path. Take the reason. Take a level. Discipline. I kind of like discipline. Although quick thinking does give me some other stuff. Kind of tempting. I'm alright for stamina right now, so I think I'll take quick thinking. And then take a buff to my charisma. Yeah, generally, like you can, there's a location that lets you sell, you can sell your extra experience for money, but more or less. And it's kind of played off as you're telling information to the cops, and that's how you get, you're getting rewards, basically. So, like, the cops themselves aren't the as far as the game's concerned, they're like the police force isn't corrupted, but there are certainly some there are like some actors, there are some like undercover cops that are like actually agents of the the cults and stuff. That's a thing that exists in other missions. I don't have that mission in particular, so you won't run into. Well, you might run into like Mr. Takahashi at the end, but the mission that has the actual like undercover cop thing is not up here. I think I'm gonna do found footage. See if I can do the see if I can do the the number, the A. It isn't too bad. But I do need to go to the hardware store. To the hardware store and buy this can of A.S.S. That is how we do the ending. Investigate twice. The mansion's not bad. Oh. That's not cool. I mean, that's not a bad ending per se, or not a bad event per se, but sell this bat and get it out of my. There is an event that I would like to see happen if I can get into it from the mansion. I think it's, as I say, I think it's all knowledge, so. Unfortunately, I mean, I could go poke around there some more and see if I get the random encounter to happen. I got enough Doom. Might be worth trying again. Let's see. I'll just see if I can get the... Ahaha! So... This event, you can, like, fight it or hide. But what I want to do is get lost. Because I think it'll take me to... Oh, no, it's not the same one. Okay. I guess it is randomized which one you go. There's like these outer worlds, yeah, other worlds. One of the other worlds is really, there's a really nice weapon for dexterity builds. Oh. I've lost reason. But I've gained 30 experience. But Frostbite's kind of shitty. I'll have to fix. But brief internet hiccup there. I can fix Frostbite fairly well. Might be cheap enough that I can get that done. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay. Don't know if there's too many human enemies that I'm too worried about. That I would just, like, whip out a Tome of Rot on them, but... Maybe? I don't... I think it's sellable. Hmm. I'll go through this. I don't, like, strength isn't super necessary to me right here, so I'm not in a huge hurry to go fix Oh. So... I think checking his wounds just gives me maybe some experience. Healing his gun. Only one bullet? Really? Or is it loaded? Or I gave you more than one bullet. Investigate village. Filled with packed meat. Okay, what does that? Reason's the thing I have to worry about currently. Getting low enough that, like, I could potentially lose from reason loss. And now that I'm, like, out here in the woods, I can't. Oh, okay. We're already here. Inside this hole. So normally, like, if you had looked in the hole and didn't have the acid, get the C ending. But have the acid. More acid in evil thing. That is ending A. New level. Yeah. Oh. Dangerous bands and riots or rioters downtown. Try to avoid the downtown. So I definitely need reason gain. Go up. Discipline's probably our best bet. I'll take Charisma. Reason 9 isn't great, but it's not. I can, like, I can stop and, like, rest at home and get some fairly cheaply. So we mermaids or botanist. I kind of want to do botanist. It'll be the hardest. Usually, kind of the hardest one, but my internet is having a bit of a hard time. I'm keeping an eye on. Yeah, let's do botanist. I have to do the one ending I know. Probably should go hospital. Wounds. Frostbite, please. Bloodlock. I will take these painkillers. Pilfering. Sometimes you can just find stuff. The windows. If you know what you're looking for. You have to. I guess we do have to go downtown. Uh-oh. Is it a time mage? I have a feeling it's a time mage. Time warper. %100% chance to hit, so had the hell out of time. Not too particularly difficult. Scouts in school. I could take a stopover and check out, see if I could get some allies, maybe. Might not be too bad. Here's the magician. Um, 95 chance to hit. Yeah. Let us wail on the magician. He just does doom damage. I think that's Eldritch. I think that's what that symbol is. Yet undefined. Wouldn't it? I think that would be yet. Yet undefined would mean has been. Anyway, like I said, one person team, so there are some like grammar and spelling issues. Oh. Yep. Unfortunately. No. Like, I don't know what it was that happened specifically. Like, if it just happened when they updated to a different, like, permissions for that. But, like, all I remember is that early on it was an option, even before, like, affiliate partner and all that stuff. And I was just like, yeah, why not? Like, I'll have it save stuff to YouTube. Why not? And like the streams that are up there on YouTube are all any of them that are actually up there from Twitch are from um, that auto archiving feature. At some point, like I don't know how long ago it was, like it must have just desynced, and I haven't really paid a ton of attention to it. It's like you know, it's not as if like I am a big channel and people are like gonna sit around and watch my archive. Not likely, but it might be interesting to have some of that stuff archived. But it just never. At some point, it just disconnected, and I didn't really go to mess with it too much. Probably because I just wasn't streaming particularly often then. Rioter, listen, you. I need to go home. Leave me alone. So, spoilers. This is another character. If you you actually, I think you get the thing. You will get the thing regardless. I get the prescription. So you get this thing, the prescription. If you go and fill it, and then you get the prescription medicine, and you take it to her afterward, and that's how you unlock her as a character. Do anything with them. That's the her gimmick is that like all her stats start out fairly low, but the higher your doom, the higher your doom goes up. Not. I guess it kind of does. Like I said, you like um, with her, like you just get this you get the prescription, and it tells you like, oh, what do you do with the prescriptions? So you take it to the hospital and get it filled, and then I want to say once you have the filled prescription, you can go back to downtown and like search again, and that's how you get her encounter. The other character, I don't know if there's any more than the two. There might be more, but the other character is a little bit more obtuse. Like for her, you have to do some other things. I think you have to have a specific ally with you. Oh, god dang it. Piece of shitty cable. It might not be an ally, specifically. You have to have the outdoors perk, or the outdoorsman perk. Is this still buzzing? It is still buzzing. Fuck off, cable. Gee. You have to have a specific perk. You have to have... I don't remember if it's a specific mission, or if it's just you go looking around in the woods and you find. Oh, that's not what it is. You have to mess around with the TV in your house. The TV in your house will tell you about a missing girl, and then when you have the outdoorsman perk and you're in the woods, you have a chance to find. You can find it normally anyway, but when you have the outdoorsman perk, you can find her. And then I'm trying to remember if you have to have the ally with you to actually get her or not. The ally might be just part of something else in the woods that I'm just confused. But I mean, they're not. It's not like, oh, you just randomly stumble into this character or whatever. It's there are hints about things in the game, but whether or not like, kind of hard to tell whether or not that's just like flavor text or it's an actual like event that you can do in the game. It's kind of the same thing with like there's supposed to be more gods and things. Like I'll show you the like unlock bestiary screen and stuff later because it's kind of a weird angle. And I don't know, like that's kind of the problem is like it's hard to tell how much of it is actually in the game or if it's just like the framework is there and like there was supposed to be more stuff to fill that out and just it hadn't happened yet. So occult delinquent. He is human. I don't know if I want to use only one stamina. It's not. Yeah, I'll just slash at him. Stab me back. Okay. Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. Like, that's like one of the things I know. Don't think that there is like there's supposed to be support for like custom scenarios and stuff, and there are a few like custom. Or there was like kind of a patch, or not a patch, but like there was a zip file that had like some, like I think, like first run like. Here's some like extra custom content that other people made. But it's not particularly like I don't think it's like supported through the like creator hub stuff on Steam at the moment. So it's sort of like a manual edition sort of thing. So I haven't gone and looked to see if like more people have made anything with it. Because it might be like they just can't like complete or can't make complete scenarios or anything. Oh, cool. More eyeball things. I'm gonna do a stab. Do a stab. Infested. Missed an attack. I don't like this 6 reason stuff. I will. Win price. Yeah. See, this is. Well, this is a custom one that somebody has made, and it's not. Even it isn't working properly. Like, I was supposed to get an item of some sort, but somebody has typed the option into the text bar instead of in the back end somewhere. So, win price B. Nothing happens. Oh well. I mean, honestly, like, even just nothing happening is still better than like losing stats, losing reason or something. Like, I'll take nothing happening over a stamina loss or a reason lost. Oh, hey, oh. Hey. I have got dog. Dog's like probably like the second best ally. I would say first, just because of the icon that shows up. I have this dog icon rolling around with me, but the only downside is that you could potentially hurt yourself if you fail a check, but it's still worth it. Hold on. Can I squeeze 2 of those in? And so 4, 8, 12, and 18. So I can finish her off in one combat sequence, which is important. The better we get at fighting crazy shit, the better. I kind of wish I had a better weapon than a steak knife, but can't always get the game-ending katana. Ah, thought it was a flashlight. Hey, knowledge, got it. Nice. My problem is I think the combat is gonna kick my ass because I think it might do both stamina and reason or all damage. Kind of suck maybe, but yeah. Oh. Okay. Oh. Another level up. I will take it. I will definitely get some reason back. Probably the best choice here. Outdoorsman gives me a luck, which is one of those stats that like isn't on the Fang, like it's just kind of here in the background. I haven't done this one very much, so I don't I don't know like what the alternative options are. Like what other things I can do to. Hey. Um. Oh yeah. So I'm not sure like if you have to like how many times you have to protect him to like lead him out or something. Like they will attack him non-stop. The kind of the problem is that I don't know if I'm like making any progress with moving him or not. So I can try to protect them and then lead them out, but I will take a bunch of damage. And that's kind of the problem. Like I honestly can't do anything else at this point, but so this kind of sets you on a specific path if I look at him. Which is why I kind of would love to try it sometime and see if there's some way to get him out. Because I almost always like run into this problem where I'm gonna get just beat up if I try to protect him. So yeah, he's actually a fungus or has been infested by fungus. Kind of need all these to hit. Yeah, that's ending B. I don't know what the other endings are. There's like, looks like there's 3 other ones. I don't know if there's some kind of other item that I might need that might open that up for me. Like maybe having the fireman's axe might let me cut through some of it, or it's just one of those things where I haven't played it enough to rest action most effective. That's okay, I guess. I mean, it's not. I will take that over losing bath privileges because bath privileges are handy. Mm. Gets 2 stamina back. I get 2 stamina back. There's a chance that you get like a addiction side effect to it, I guess. Yeah. So this would be the thing. Like you have to kind of come in here and catch this on the television, be able to get her. She's a bit broken in that, like, you start with a shotgun, and like one of her special, like, feats that she gets, like character specific feats that she gets, like, increases the attack speed with the shotgun when you're not using it as like an actual weapon firing at people. It's for when you are just bashing with it. It gets very fast. Like, it's probably like one of the strongest weapons, if not. It's like probably second strongest to like the katana. The katana is like super broken. But it requires it's more of a dex build weapon. If you don't have a dex character, katana's not as good. It's still like a weapon you would use over a lot of things, but with this character and the katana, like, you can like wipe out some of the boss encounters in one round, most of them in 2 rounds, if not. Yeah, it's there's a couple characters that are very much like these characters make combat very easy. Like, I know one of them gets a lot of like bonuses based on how many allies you have. I think like one of their things is they attack faster the more allies they have, so do the Mormon Mermaids quest. Need to investigate the seaside. I could potentially still get the curse before we get to that spot. Unfortunately, resting won't get me very much back. Kind of. Let us just continue. Let's do the investigations, because that'll get... Oh. Okay. So, here's one of the downsides, I guess, quote-unquote downsides to combat-focused characters. Ghosts, or incorporeals, you can't just beat on them. So, no matter how good my katana skills are, I can't chop the Burning Man up. It just doesn't do it. So what I have to do... let's see. I could run away. Eat a doom penalty. What I actually might do is meditate, so I can get transfer some stamina over to reach. And then what I need to do is spiritual stuff. Do damage with funds, which is not like a great way of doing it. Severing ties kind of sucks because it takes a lot of time, and like you said, like, it does 3 damage, which isn't gonna get this anywhere. So the way you typically have to do it is you play basically a mini game of figuring out the sequence of combination of 5 bows and claps. So you have to. It's kind of like what's that game called? Mastermind. Only it's fairly low. Like there's only 2 options. Yeah. There's only the 2 options. Yeah. There's just not. You only have 2 options, 5 potential choices. So a lot of times it's just flip them around until you get it. I'm gonna do bow, bow, clap, bow, bow. We'll see what happens as far as how many I get right. Okay, 3. So let's do. I mean, yeah, probably the optimal way is just like pick all 5 claps or bows and then go backwards from there would probably be the easiest. Would have to be my assumption. Just like hit all 5 the same option and then start flipping ones until you see the numbers go up. But since I got 3 right, let's do. What I do? Bow, bow, clap, bow, bow. Let's do clap, bow, clap, bow, clap. That's true. I could do bow, bow, clap, clap, clap. Okay, so. Oh, I got burned. So in fact, So I know that those last 2 are bows. So let's see. Do clap, 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 bow, bow. Okay, so the answer is in the future, clap, 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 bow, bow. If we ever run into more ghosts, that's the one good thing. The one good thing about spiritual enemies is that once you've solved whatever the spiritual, whatever the combination is, that'll be the combination through the whole run. Ah, corpse dust. Gravy's favorite food. I did get burned, so I mean I like literally got the status burn, which additional combat damage. Oh good. Yeah, it's always like a random thing whenever you start the game. Kind of like the yeah. And usually that guy's like the easiest one to learn it on because there's a lot of times where he just doesn't attack. I mean, maybe I just got unlucky and decided to attack me this time, but it's usually like you can get like a move or 2 in before he actually responds. Yeah. It's only minor injury. I could probably get that treated for. I think minors only cost like 1 at the hospital. That's the stuff that I eat. I don't know if I... Trinket food. I don't know if I... The experience... Well, see, I'm so close already that like I'll probably get that real easy. Without too much trouble. I think I will take the painkiller. I don't think I got a status for it. Okay, cool. No status. No penalty for taking the painkiller. Oh yeah, I need Eastside quest. Yeah, that's what I got for treating frostbite. Yeah, I treated the frostbite and got blood loss, which I maybe. Yeah, it's not the first thing that comes to mind when I treat frostbite, but I'm not a doctor. I mean, that's just the unfortunate, like, yeah, that's just the unfortunate, like, side effect of random rolling that stuff is that, like, you can just go, oh well, you solved, you went and got this, like, massive wound treated. Like, okay, well, now you have, like, an open wound, so now you take more damage or whatever in combat. It's like, well, what? But I just wanted to get that treated. Like, why didn't you treat that? What? Let us treat the burn. One, yeah. Miners are one. Hey, stable condition. Nice. Nothing happens. And that's kind of a thing too, Cassette. Like, there's definitely... Oh, do I have to discard it? There's definitely a feeling of... There's definitely a feeling of, like, the doctor's not really doing... Like, not really knowing what they're doing sometimes. And you kind of get the... Like, occasionally you get doctors that are just like, oh, by the way, this doctor's here to, like, actually do some, like, secret experiments and shit, so, maybe he's not really gonna help you. Of course, like, there's also a chance that he does, and, like, get healed for free, and you're like, oh, hey, cool, great, but... If I try to... I'm crossing my fingers. Crossing the fingers. See if I get the curse. Huh? Huh? No, that's not it. Tempted. I'm tempted to do it again, but, like, I do need to rest. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna get, like, not a lot back from my Doom. Let me try one more time. If I don't get the curse, then... I mean, I should be almost right at the experience. At the experience level anyway. I might get it, even, but... Curse, curse, curse. Reason? Alright. Yeah, I mean, it's something. Not the curse, but that's fine. I'll live with it. Don't look at the screen. Okay. Knowledge, perception, charisma. Take knowledge. I'll take reason. That should get us where we want to go. Not. Ooh. I think it's a dex. Or perception. Still pretty good. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Which is kind of weird. Like, and this is another thing, because we're playing a game like where things are kind of randomized. Like this makes it's obviously because it's randomized, but like as the character who is the school swimming team captain, like it would be kind of cool if they had put like something in there like, oh hey, you knew about these things, so you can skip a step. It's like, oh yeah, wait, you've heard about the stuff. But again, like one person team, that would just be extra work. What? Occasionally you get these like weird random things like this. Get a jump scare. And yeah, I can see like why you wouldn't want anybody to just do it. Or yeah, like it wouldn't be significant enough that like you'd be like, okay, whatever. Yeah, altered dialogue and stuff would be an easier way of doing it. Like I said, it's just one of those things though that would take more time. And my guess is that, you know, the developer at the time wanted to get more features out rather than like flesh out those sorts of things more. Morbid School. I think this is always the reaction you get at Morbid School. Because there's not there. I think it might be the only thing that happens. You just show up and there's fish heads. Now it's gone. Well, and I think the thing is, like, doesn't the Yakuza get the oh no, he has to buy that with his perks, doesn't he? The illegal, or the, like, what is it? Black market, or the, Yeah, I guess it is like the black market card, or and I'd have to go in and check it out, to, like confirm what it is. That's a thing that only he can get, so that's the kind of thing. Like for him, like it would almost kind of make sense if other characters could get it, but it was a much more random thing, and the Yakuza could just, buy it as a perk, or had it to start with. But, you know, I honestly, I don't think I've had the. I've already seen this. Nobody tell me to look through this telescope again. I haven't, like, played as him enough to determine whether or not having like access to the black market is worth it. I think my guess is that it just lets you buy more like firearms and bullets. It's okay, but like compared to the hunter's daughter, who like you can just perk getting like all kinds of stuff based around her shotgun that she starts with. It would probably balance. It would balance him. It balance him compared to her at least. You like. He would be a more interesting option if you wanted to be combat. If you want to be combat oriented, compared to her, which like literally, her is almost like being the swimming captain here and getting the katana. Like it's like, except all her stuff is built into her character, whereas swimming captain here has to luck into getting the katana to be as broken as she is. No, Doom. What I might do, well, damn it. I am getting a little closer to Doom than I thought I was going to. I gotta get more Doom here. I've got a spell. I've got a spell that I reduce that down by 6. It's just gonna be like how I get out of this fight. Well, I'm also gonna get Doom back for completing the thing. Like I said, I wish I had the curse. Curse would make this easier. But guess I'm getting in the combat with the janitor. Ooh, 40. Wait a minute. 4, 8, 12, 18 tops there, or I can get 3 times 7, 21. Yeah. Stabby, stab. The Doom going up doesn't like necessarily default to like raising the alert levels in town, in like the various sections of town. Basically, all Doom is like kind of a counter to like how much time you're using in the game to do things. Like, it's kind of like an action timer that tells you you've only got this many actions to complete the game. Now, like, Doom can do other stuff, and you can definitely, like, get things where Doom, you know, like, like I said, so for some characters, Doom is actually good. Like the Rioter, you want to be close to Doom. Like you would, like this would be great for the Rioter if I can just squeak by on just the minimum amount of Doom, because she gets all her stats based off of getting Doom. And so she would have like a bunch of stats. She would like I wouldn't ever have to put really any points into her stats to buff them up. She would just be badass now. I think either 15 or 20. And once you've got them, like even if you go past one of her markers to get more Doom bonus, you can, if you do something that knocks the Doom back down, you don't lose those stats. It's always just a permanent buff that you get at that level of Doom. So unfortunately, so that's -3 Doom just for beating. Like I said, unfortunately, like I guess that wasn't too bad. I only took one hit, but like the curse would have let me just bypass the entire encounter. Like I would just go to the ending. Although I think there's some weird stuff that goes on if you do that ending, but I don't think I had it happen to me. I also haven't like run into the like whatever the like big bad horror thing is that pops up. There's like there's a horror you can unleash by looking at certain objects in the game, or like looking at certain things in certain encounters. I think it starts in the apartment. I think the idea isn't that the janitor like survived and like took off. I think it might be more that like the creatures in the sewer dragged him off after you killed him. Just to cover up the fact that like he you know, or to get like revenge on him, to like just to I don't know. I mean, it would make sense to me that, you know, as part of their revenge, they dragged his, you know, body off to make sure that he couldn't come back. But yeah, I mean, we don't know that. We got unconscious. Oh God, Sturls. Ah, boo. I can't regain health in. Hey, boo. Okay. So my Doom is down to 86. But... I mean, I guess that's true. He does kind of come across as something that would be more of a slasher villain movie, or you know, a slasher movie villain like motivation. Crazy janitor with an axe. So everything's done. There's no mystery to investigate. I will change clothes. I will put on. I'll put on my captain's. Don't think. Wait, what? Was there actually an item there now? Huh. A little too low. If I were strength... It would be tempting. Eh. Library notes, I mean... Oh. Never mind. I'll sell them. I don't necessarily want a random spell. That's also kind of a bummer. A lot of the spells are kind of junk, so like... So having like random spell gain kind of sucks. Like if it were like select from like these 3 random ones, I would take spells more often. But like just like randomly learning one for 2 reason and then like having it be like a real trash spell is just like I No, that's why I was saying cassette like the guy who makes it, it's just one guy, has not been particularly active for the last year. But like I think the problem was that like I think he's Polish. And like when COVID came around, like that's kind of when things shut off. Like the last real update was back in October. There was like a Halloween update. But I mean, since then, like he's been pretty like silent. Like supposedly, there is a Discord for the game, and there's definitely some comments that have been like he pops up in the Discord every once in a while. Like he's still working on it, but like, you know, it's kind of taken a backseat to dealing with life in general. So there's hope that once things start to settle down, he might start putting the updates out again, but you know, you don't know when or if. I mean, I think part of it might just be also that like that's just like certain spells. Certain spells are like that are broken in a like yeah. Some of them are just broken because like you can chain them together and like oh, I'm going to spend 5 experience and get reason back and then spend 2 reason and get 3 hit points back or whatever. So you can just if you need to like top yourself back off, you can just dump 20 experience and be like almost full health again. There's definitely some combinations that are still there that are still like more OP, but there's like a bunch of spells that are like situational at best. I need to go. Back to the town screen. There it is. Lock the doors to the... Okay. I kind of feel like the problem is I'm gonna cast a spell and it's gonna give me Doom back still, but I won't. Like, I think it'll be worth -4 Doom total because Yog's Gaze will make it cost Doom instead of stamina. Do that. Oh, just straight up. Huh. Okay. But did it lose stamina? I guess it did cost the stamina. Huh. Maybe they were like, we can't have it subtract Doom but then give you Doom back for it because of the dude, so I will rest a couple times so I can get. Yeah, I kind of just wanted to get some stamina. Oh. Running shoe. Perception. You've rested at home. Oh boy. Useful. Perception. Although, I don't think I can... Actually, probably makes more sense just stamina. Oh. I think 8 is the number you had to hit for him, so... Okay. Not enough knowledge. I think this is either the dex or the... Okay. $30. Bomb. Select the enemy I fought as the second one. I believe... I'm trying to think. So, I did the eels first. I don't think I had any fights during eels. I mean, I'm assuming it's probably like a bot, but maybe not. Maybe it's just some other random show that named themselves that for some reason. Maybe they're just I don't know. Um, trying to think. I think Vengeful Athlete was the first, and Bloated Teacher was second. I think it's Bloated Teacher. Ba-ba-ba. You are safe for now. Okay. Now let me. I'll dig up the. I'll dig up the like a little bestiary. In-game editors work at sea. That's kind of thing. Like the thing that's supposed to let you like do all that stuff in game is not finished. There's this stuff which I have no idea about. Like, so these are the 4 gods, the ones in game. I don't know if some of these are like currently available or not. It's definitely a thing where I don't know, like, if this is stuff that's in the game that like I can unlock, or if it's like future stuff that hasn't been. I could probably go and like poke around on the internet and see. Maybe somebody's figured more stuff out, but that kind of defeats the purpose. Like, it's whether or not it's a thing you can figure out in game. Like, wolf and I mean it wouldn't surprise me that like there are things that were like worked on, didn't work, and then were like have been removed or like put on the back burner until he like finishes it. But Now, some of these do tell you. Some of these do tell you like what you have to do to do the thing, like how to unlock the achievement. Destroy your eye and open the third one. Got no idea. Like I don't think I've had any options. These sound like maybe endings. Do it my playtime. Let's say I'm connected to this. What? Yeah. Got 37 hours is what I've got in World of Hole. There's definitely some like guides up here. So how to get all the mystery ending, all the achievements. There is a reference compendium. That's kind of a cool idea. Tells you about all the like stuff in game that are references to things might be Japanese pop culture thing, like references. Japanese horror. Is Yunoth the big sea serpent? Maybe? Because there is like one of the like there is like quote unquote an old one that you can unlock or that you like have an encounter with, but you know you can't actually attack it. Yeah, like some of them are kind of like silly things like have 30 cigarettes. In the patch notes. Smash by Goizo. Lost in the Other World. Survived as the writer. Heck. Did I not beat it with... I could have swore I beat it with the Hunter. The Hunter's daughter. Yeah, I don't think I can Fortunately, yeah, I don't think I can like go back and check old patch notes through this. Like I'd have to go like manually. Steam News. Well, that's what I mean. Like I would have to go look them up elsewhere. They're like not in game. Bum, bum, bum. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, ow. Let me just hit stuff. Fuck you, certain achievement. No, I'm looking at it. New unlockable character with a unique item and 4 new perks. I have to assume that's the Hunter's daughter. Then would be my assumption. I guess okay. So like. It's supposed to be in the next patch that comes out, whenever that might be, the modding. So, I mean, I can see how that might take the longest thing. That might be the longest for him to do. Adding modding support to your game might be difficult anyway, on top of, like, the other stuff that you... Yashiro. I have Yashiro. I'll check real quick. Can't really... I guess, technically, if I... Quieter. Bonesaw. I think I've seen the Hermit. During combat, prepare to strike but don't attack that turn? What? What does that even mean? Oh. just use prepare for it action. Preparing action. That's change the date. Stop the all. I also could have swore I had four followers for the idol gals ending, but five that one maybe. But yeah, I mean, if this ever gets around to the point where like the editing is in the game and there's modding support and that stuff, I might sit down and just mod. Seems like it could be an interesting thing to sort of gives you a little bit of like freedom to like creatively write scenarios. I would have to sit down and like kind of jot some stuff up like at an hour that's not like almost 3. I mean, I definitely have gotten some times where I'm very much into like I want to like creatively write some stuff. I want to write some D&D scenario type things or etc. I just feel like sitting down and doing that, but not having that. I don't know. Sometimes it's just like getting the flow of it going and starting on it is always the hardest part. Or no, I mean that's not true. Continuing it is always the hardest part. I can have a day where I sit down and type all day, and then the next day it's like, I know I should do more, but that's always the hardest part. Now, probably a little late to really get into too much else. I don't have to be up early, but I don't know. I might do some more stuff before D&D tomorrow night. I'll maybe try and do the Fiesta stuff or some SimCity 2000 or something tomorrow. Um, Still kind of a little sore from the shot in the arm, so I am sort of like, don't feel like staying up all night. And I probably should holler. I probably should have holler. Should go and holler at uh, the arcade pit people. Probably need to holler at them. See about like getting them to test their stuff before. Um, yeah, the chair that, by the way, cassette. The chair that you linked about the second one, the J Rocker Pro chair. That's the one I'm sitting. I think we had one of those like J chair types of things. I don't think it had. I don't think the one we had speakers or anything in it. It was just the chair, and that was all right. Um, but like Like I said, it's just this X rocker chair. I have to stop and look real quick. Yeah, see, like if I'm looking at it in my my picture of the chair, like I would have to if I could off very well. Um, Basically, instead of having like a flat surface for the seating, like mine is dimpled in and then curves back up to the thing. I don't know if maybe it just at some point the inner padding sunk in or just got too squished and now it's just indented, or something broke and like it's just sinking, or springs or what. I don't know like what specific thing is goofed up, but it dimples in enough to where it's not comfortable in the back of the thighs. So at some point I'll just have to I'll get a better chair. I mean, it's kind of low on the totem pole because like it's. I would much rather just have it like a room that doesn't feel like a sweltering mess all the time. First, like I could live with an uncomfortable chair if I wasn't like constantly sweating in here. So, but yeah, I will probably be around. I'll try to be around, like I said, a little bit before D&D. I might be around after D&D, either. Um, I don't know what I'll play or do, or I don't. Gravy, I doubt you will be still. Well, you might still be up. I don't know if you will want to play, Rocket League this hour, or well, it'd probably be around 1 a.m. my time. Usually we get um usually we quit D&D about midnight or a little bit before. So I'll usually get home about midnight or a little after. Oh yeah, hopefully your dentist appointment as well, because that. Um, as far as D&D goes, on Fridays we usually start around 8 or so, maybe earlier, depending on how early everybody gets there. We'll go from like 8 till about midnight. It's not super long. Uh, Definitely had longer sessions. Back in the ancient times, we would play until you know morning. Sometimes we play all night or whatever, depending on how or a lot of times we'd actually start earlier. Like we used to start around like 6 or so. We'd go from like 6 till 1 or 2 till about the point where everybody started getting too tired to make decisions. And, okay, we'll call it. But nowadays it's like 4 hours, 4 hours for both games. Really, I think the Sunday game, which is a different group of people entirely. We usually start around 4, and that ends up going till like 8, 9. I think 9 is about the latest. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll be around tomorrow. Um, I might be able. I might sneak the Rocket League in like before D&D, but that would be at like 5, 6, something like that. I don't know. I can always iron something out. I can find a time for a thing. But for now, I'm gonna find a time that is what I need to do. Auto off. Yeah, I mean, uh, it happens a lot with wisdom teeth. Yeah. Oftentimes, oftentimes, they tend to unless they come in like straight and they don't really want to mess with the too much. They might not, they might not want to remove them, but it is pretty common to have them get pulled. But yeah, I mean, normally, um, yeah, normally they won't pull them unless you're like having pain with them. Although, they might pull them if you. There are certain conditions to where they want to pull them like they'll want to pull them out early so that like I can't remember if it's like alignment problems. Yeah, I mean they might not mess with them if so long as you don't have any like real problems with them. Then they might be like, there's no reason to pull them. I think the main reason why they might pull them prematurely or want to is like alignment issues. So if your like tops and bottoms don't align up properly, and if you're starting to get off with or get to where your bite isn't even on all your teeth, they'll be like, well, hey, you probably need to pull. Like especially if it's uneven, they'll be like, well, we probably need to pull some of these. Um, from what I've heard, it's usually where um where your wisdom teeth aren't connecting against one another because something about like if they don't have the pressure to push up against one another, you get issues where your teeth can like erupt out of your gum or erupt out of your jaw if they don't have anything to butt up against. So if they're not like butting up against properly, they can like kind of like they will continue to like not be aligned or like they'll continue to get out of alignment and that could cause problems, but I'm not I'm not a dentist, so I don't know off the top of my head if I'm remembering things correctly or not. There's definitely something about um, where they want to remove wisdom teeth in pairs because there's always a chance that like removing just one leaves the opening there for it, and the other one wants to like push up to. Um, I had some of them removed. I've had like the wisdom teeth on this side removed, and then I've got several of them up here removed. And I would have the one over here removed if it wasn't, if they, like, could do it in the office, but they can't. They would have to send me to an oral surgeon. And I cannot afford an oral surgeon. Oral surgery is not as cheap as just having a tooth removed. Yeah, both on the left side. Yeah, they definitely can be. Um, it kind of depends sometimes too, like what you're wanting to get done. And some places are cheaper than others. But anyway, I'm gonna go park myself back in the hammock because it is just constant sweltering sitting over here, not in front of the fans. So sometimes that can just be like if you favor chewing on one side or the other more. Like I know they've mentioned like with these teeth removed, like I need to make sure that I'm not chewing constantly just on one side because that'll wear those teeth down faster. And then that'll cause problems. But I don't know. I'll probably mess with moving the camera tomorrow when I stream again. But I will hop off. I will take it easy, and I will catch you all later. Like I said, hopefully for more Fiesta. I like I said, I kind of want to sit down sometime and just play some City 2000. Um, I might just do like a, I don't know. We'll see. Like some of the videos I have on YouTube, like I've sat down and just played SimCity because SimCity is just a chill. Like the original is just a chill game with chill music. I don't know the quality of the music in SimCity 2000 on the SNES. The PC game decent, but I don't know how well the SNES handles it. So we will see. Anyway, have a good one. I'll catch you all later.